Hey guys, I'm Alana from Win Win.
And I'm Jess from Win Win.
And have you ever thought maybe you're on the dreaded ERMS blacklist? Do you know what that is? It's basically used to be the electronic records management systems, where it was an internal database of people. There's a massive bit of a faux pas going around that there is a blacklist still in place in the mining industry, but today we're here to smash that myth. Hey Jess.
Yes, we are.
So, Jess, have you ever heard of ERMS? What's your knowledge of it?
My knowledge of ERMS is that it's a blacklist. It's like some secret, scary blacklist that all the mining companies can access and all the contracting companies can access. And it's got your record, basically your work history or your FIFO work history with your flights and things in it. And, anything bad, I guess. You don't think there's ever anything good, but you think, it might have notes on there from your boss or whatever. That's my understanding of it.
And that everybody can access it. And that's the reason why you didn't get the job. Well, we're here to tell you that is bullshit. Pardon my French. Basically, ERMS does not exist anymore, right? Or not in that form. It did used to be an internal database that construction companies, especially during the Think Barrow Island construction days, they could access it. And you did have an ERMS file. It was basically what was in it was exactly what Jess said. Your flights to and from site, any resumes that you'd submitted for specific positions, your references. And there was a stage as well where supervisors could actually put on notes on your account. I know because I actually got a copy of my own ERMS report just out of interest to see what was on it. And let me tell you, it was pretty boring. Maybe I didn't cause enough whatever on site for me to be to have any of my supervisors put in any notes about my performance. But I actually do know a lady who got her ERMS report as well. And one of her previous supervisors had put a very damning report in. So yes, back in the day, ERMS was very prevalent, and like employers could basically ruin your chances of getting a job if other companies were utilizing ERMS. However, it's actually quite expensive, or it used to be quite expensive. So not every single company actually used ERMS. So pretty much the way that like the blacklist works now is really more of an internal style. So it's really company specific. Hey Jess, do you want to like elaborate on this one?
Yeah, so I think now it's each company has their own, their own recruitment process and their own whatever. If you quit or you resign or whatever happens, they have all of those records to themselves. And so you're applying for a job within the same company, or you've left that company and you want to go back, then you probably just need to think about your work performance or any issues that you did have within that company, because that's what's going to come up. But then again, it's quite a small network of people. So if you quit one place and quit another place, and then you go work at another company, and half the people from this company have come over there, everyone's kind of going to know if you've got into any mischief or got into any trouble of work. It is a small industry when it comes down to it. Everyone knows everyone. Yes. So I think, now it's more of an internal thing.
100%. So to put it in perspective, the ERMS blacklist myth has been smashed. It no longer exists. So if you are getting like knockbacks and you think it's because you've been on some imaginary blacklist, if you're applying for jobs with your old employer and you got fired, or you had whatever, there was some real issues, there could be an internal blacklist. So that's what it could be. There could be an employee performance review that's gone out against your name. So if you did apply for current other jobs, then pretty much that's going to come out. And like Jess said, 100%, it's not about anymore. It's not about the mining industry is just so small now. Like everybody knows everybody jumps from this company to that company. So it can be just generally a case of, if let's say an administrator or recruiter sees your name and they worked with you at a current site and knew that you got fired for blowing numbers every 5 seconds, then that's what it could be. So ERMS, no more. And you can actually, I think cited.com.au has actually now taken over ERMS. I don't know whether they still actually do the ERMS reports anymore. You might be able to go and find one. They used to be $70. I don't know if they even do them anymore, but pretty much there is no blacklist. So,
and what another thing we've had a few messages from people about and emails about was, them not being able to get flights to certain sites. Do you know what happens? Is that just a site specific thing or a company specific thing? We've had people say, oh, like I was at this site and nothing really happened, but now I can't book flights to that site anymore. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens.
And 100% that can be the reason as well. So if for some reason, but usually it gets picked up prior to them booking the flights, because if you're sending off a resume to a certain for a certain job at a certain site, and you do come up as like you previously worked there or something, and they can access that, then there can be a little bit of an issue. But just generally, with that sort of situation, just keep hounding the recruiter. Like I've said a million times, in the world of recruitment, the turnover rate is ridiculous. So you might be dealing with a consultant one day, and then they go on annual leave and forget to tell you, or they quit or whatever, and somebody else has taken over their portfolio, and they've just got no idea where you're up to within the recruitment process. You're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm dealing with Sam, and like Sam is like, you know, getting on to booking my flights because I've gone through that stage up to the onboarding process, and then Sam quits, and then now you've got somebody else who's taken over, and they've got no idea because they didn't get sufficient handover. And believe it or not, this happens a lot. So that can be one of the reasons, which is why I always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil in every part of the recruitment process. Whether you're sending off a resume, making a follow-up phone call, you're halfway through the recruitment process, you've done your medical, and you're wondering, why is my phone silent? What's the next stage? And it's a couple of days later. Generally, it takes 24 hours for the company to get that the pre-employment medical results back. But squeaky wheel at every single stage of the recruitment process, because if you're not, another candidate is, and they're most likely going to be like onboarded faster than you. So that's what I'll say with that one.
Yeah, definitely. Call, email. Just hustle until when you get an answer from someone, because they can make you wait quite a long time. And I know we have a lot of people asking that question. How long is it until I'm going to get mobilized to site? Well, how long is a piece of string? We don't know, especially when it comes to traineeships and entry-level roles. But the more that you harass them and email them and contact them directly, the more likely you are to get in there sooner. So definitely do that.
100%. And the bigger the company, the harder it is to actually get hold of them. And especially for a certain few companies who roll out the traineeships, we get asked all the time, how long does it take after I've done my virtual online interview to like then go through to the next stage? And that is literally how long is a piece of string. So you need to keep harassing until they take out a restraining order on you. It's that simple. Just joking about that, obviously, but you know, there's a fine line. But you know, every couple of days is a perfect amount of time to just like check in. Oh, just, do you require anything else from me? Just make sure that you're being helpful. And so that'll basically, instead of like, oh, where's my flights or whatever along those lines. So hopefully this has been helpful. Smash the whole blacklist theory. And yeah, obviously, if you need help with anything or getting yourself into that stage where you can actually get your first or next mining job, feel free to hit us up at info@winwin.com.au. If this has been helpful, like and subscribe to the channel, and in the comment section below, write anything that you need help with within the mining or recruitment industries. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.